Hey, Cousin Kenny, here again. Gonna catch up on some toys. These bad boys just skipped to the front of the line. Got these in at work last week, and here we are. I'm going to start with the guy that I was planning on buying originally. So the fun part about this line is that I decided I wasn't going to buy it. I had too much stuff, not enough space. A couple of did Joe Fest and Ohio Toy and Comic Show, got PowerCon coming up. Said I need to buy less. And it pained me. I was excited for these. When they announced the line, I go, oh, I want an orange guy, right? Marr Ossis. I should probably intro this too, right? These are the Boss Fight Studio Saurozoic warriors. I'm all shook up. I'm not even doing this in the right order. We gotta look at the packaging. I didn't even pay attention to the sweet artwork on each side. Those are cool. We got names on the back. We got solid hangable boxes, which is kind of nice. I appreciate the uniformity of the boxes despite the contents. I will say that Triax has quite a bit of empty space in the box, and as a retailer, I do kind of wish that the boxes fit the figures a little better, but uniformity in the line is great. I had these hanging up in our store for a couple of days before I pulled the trigger, and the hooks are solid, cardboard's nice quality. Looks like there's some sweet, pretty lengthy file cards on the back, which is cool. I should probably read these at some point. But anyways, I wanted this guy here, Marr Ossis, aka Morrow, but had decided I wasn't gonna buy it. And then my buddy Paul bought a full set. He came to work the next day and he said, these are awesome. Okay, so that outer tray just lifts off, not bad. He said those dinosaurs are awesome. I brought them in for people to play with. Also, I bought all the BBTS, like black and white skeleton versions. And I'm like, well, crap. So he brings them to me. Oh. And I play with them, and I go from having decided that I was buying 0 of them to about 2 of the 4. So that's how it goes. Little twist tie holding the figure in. That's not actually uncommon with Boss Fight. I've done a lot of toy shows and conventions over the last 13 years, I think. Maybe a little longer, something like that. Anyways, we've been selling Boss Fight at them. Mostly when I set up with my cousin at Roma Collectibles. He usually carries a nice base of Boss Fight, and he's who introduced me to Boss Fight. But both the product and the people. When we sell the figures, one of the little jaw come off while I was untying him. Because it's a line that not a lot of collectors have heard of, we would spend a lot of time introducing the line to people, right? Put his jaw back on while I finish this needlessly elaborate story. And we would get that with Vitruvian hacks in particular, where people who had never heard of the line, they would come up and they would, well, what are these? What are these based on? Is this a movie or is this a video game? Like, so we have to explain them, right? I'll skip the backstory, but the one thing that we would always kind of say to people is, if especially if it was a multi-day show, I would say, cool, you've bought this figure now. Take it home, take it up to your room, whatever, open it up and play with it. I'll see you tomorrow. And I had like a 70% return rate for people that did that. Like, just getting a boss fight figure in hand it's a problem if you're on a budget, because you want more. So, all right, so let's play with the figure. First up, something is amiss with my jaw, which is unfortunate. It seems like the upper part of the jaw needs pressed in. What looks like is happening is the outer bit doesn't want to hold on to the inner bit. The joints are all there, but if you can kind of see up in there, it's spreading out a little bit. So that's a bummer. But let's start out with, we got ourselves a classic T-pose. He's rocking this leather jacket, which is pretty cool. Looks like the shirt is sculpted on to the torso, it looks like. Oh, there's that jaw again. That's a bummer. Probably need, I assume I can fix it by heating up the plastic and manipulating it a little bit. I gotta say, this is probably an unpopular take for a lot of toy collectors. I'm really glad that these don't come with a bunch of extra hands. I am so tired of storing and losing extra hands. Like, I'm gonna do some splits. He gets pretty low, but not flat. We get, trying to see what's going on with his knee. It looks like it's a single knee joint, so there's no double knee bend here to test, but he gets back there pretty good. His pants sag a little bit. Looks like the belt and the pants, do the pants come off? No. So just for funsies and transparency, it looks like the pants, the butt's actually hollow and it lets you shove the, it's that interesting, like we don't actually need to mold a crotch on there. We've got, he's almost wearing like a leather diaper. All right, I'm gonna put him together real quick. I'm gonna shove that in the sheath. We're gonna, oh, this thing's cool. We gotta take a second. I'm just gonna gloss over this gun apparently. Look in here, it's got, I feel like we don't see a lot of firearms out of boss fights, so it's interesting to see what they do. So this has some fun wiggly, it's called a Mega Blaster. It's pretty cool. I'm guessing these are the, like the ammo cans. One thing of note that Paul told me about / warned me about was the shoulder pad is not pinned to the piece. It's molded so that it fits, albeit snugly, on his shoulder. So If you go to butterfly him or pick him up and put him in any wild kind of position with that arm, it will knock it loose. But from a display perspective, I think it goes on in a very sort of firm and fun way. So yeah, I think I'm gonna get a little weird. I think I'm gonna almost treat this like a Marvel Capcom 2 style shoulder cannon, just for funsies. But this is this big old pink and orange and blue monstrosity. Check him out. Marr Ossis. Crack the tape on this bad boy just for proof. And then I'm gonna grab some friends real quick. All right, we are moving on to Triax Skiver. Admittedly, I was always a Triceratops guy. And he's the one, she's the one, it's the one, his, according to this. So, he was the figure that I looked at when, speaking of, so I can show on the back of the packaging. Those are the other two figures that I haven't picked up yet. This was the figure when, oh, that's cool. So this has a like crotchless panties style opening in the plastic. That's fun. This is the one that I decided to buy after seeing Paul's, because I said this is so much cooler in person than it looks in the box. Not that I hadn't seen the boxes in person, but like, this looks cooler out of package than it does in the package. So he's got a couple holsters. He might be able to hold all this. I don't know. Let's find out. I'm saving my packaging anyways, so it doesn't matter if he doesn't, but all right, so his jaw works, his jaw opens, which is cool. Just get up in there. And, show him off, which is pretty fun. I'll do some close-up like pictures, video of the pair of them at the end. His guns are pretty fun. So we're gonna figure out what goes where. This looks like a knife holster. Oh yeah, we gotta do the test. I am off my game. So the head seems to be moving pretty well. I'm just gonna give it the old exorcist. We're gonna T-pose, right? Pretty good. This, again, not a full split. Seems to also be a single knee, but they feel good. They feel solid. The plastic texture is pleasing, if that makes sense. So, this one looks like a gun holster, so I'm gonna shove your revolver in your butt, and then your, oh, cheesy rice. So it looks like he loads out everything except for the grenades, which could be fun. Let's for those who were curious, I brought out another recent wave of animal themed figures, the Animal Warriors The Kingdom Primal series, for a little size comparison, but also because I was curious to see if their weapons wanted to play together. So, seems like his axe does okay. Let's check. There you go. Oh, knocked over the other friends. That's fun. That'll make a comeback when I do AWOX Series 2. But gun looks a little small in his hand, but not crazy small, actually. Even do a 1-to-1. It's a little thicker than the other, than the Saurozoic Warriors axe, but still pretty good. It looks like it's pretty good to go, right? So it's fun to know that they can be friends. I'll definitely play around with that a little bit later. I also brought over some other pieces for size comparison real quick, just for fun. I'm gonna do a Popeye side by side, right? Boss fight Popeye. We're gonna do a vintage SWAT Cats figure, because he was on the shelf and I said, why not? We're gonna put him with a Motu Origins figure, which I feel like is the sweet spot and kind of where he fits, right? And to that point, I'm gonna bring in this cool Zolo World man and put him in there too. But I definitely feel like he can be friends with the Motu World, right? And then just for lulz, another animal line. This is a Super 7 Ultimates scratch that I previously opened. You can see they're a little small as far as compared to the Super 7 Ultimates, but standing on their own and hanging out with a couple other toy lines, I think they look great. I haven't gotten on the site to look up and see what's coming for Series 2, but I'm pretty stoked with these guys and looking forward to seeing what else they cook up and which ones I pick up next. So anyways, I'm very tickled with these. I'm pretty happy, excited to get them installed on the shelf, excited to see what they come up with next. Again, boss fight Saurozoic Warriors. Thanks.